What is up, foodie fan? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome to our foodie world where we bring you the simplest homemade recipe. We are back again with another video, and this week we are making homemade dry puff, or as we Ghanaians call it, Bofrot. Stay tuned and let's get right into it. This video is a highly requested one, and it's taken this long because your girl was struggling with this recipe, but I was lucky enough to get someone to teach me. So today, here we are. As always, all ingredients used in this recipe will be in the description box below, so do check it out and let's get started. For starters, we are mixing our milk with some lukewarm water and our egg white. We are not adding the yolk because we are not making the yellow type. So if you are making the yellow type, feel free to add the yolk. We are going to be mixing all our dry ingredients, and we are using hard flour for this recipe. If you don't have hard flour, you can use all-purpose flour. Don't use soft flour for this recipe. Oh, don't tell me I didn't warn you. So be mixing our flour with our salt, sugar, instant yeast, and nutmeg. But then we are going to mix the salt with the flour first before adding the others, because when salt comes into contact with yeast directly, it reduces its potency. So you add the salt first, and then you mix it up, and then you add all the other ingredients. Mix up, then you add your yeast. So after mixing our dry ingredients, we're going to add our butter and mix it up properly to make sure everything incorporates. Then we go ahead and add our liquid ingredients that we mixed earlier. We'll add it gradually whilst mixing and making sure they all blend in together. Here we go ahead and add our pineapple and vanilla flavors. You can add it to your liquid ingredients while you are mixing it up. It's fine that way as well. And then you continue kneading. You can knead for about 5 to 7 minutes until your dough is smooth. You can use your rolling pin to smoothen it out as well. If you're someone who does bulk orders, then you definitely need a bread roller to help you smoothen out your dough. So you have to knead until smooth and gluten is formed. For you to know that gluten has been formed, you dip your finger into the dough, and if the dough rises after you remove your finger as demonstrated here, then you know that it's ready for you to cut them. So for portioning it, you can decide to measure them on a scale or you eyeball it. I decided to eyeball mine, ended up cutting them as big as myself. So for the rolling, there's a scale. The lady who taught me how to do it, this is what she taught me. and then we'll move on to how I did mine. Then you see the difference. So it's like the more you do it, then like you get used to it. So on your first try, if it's not perfect, don't worry, cry, because with time you get perfect. As I said earlier, I portioned my dough too big. So when you're portioning yours, you make it a bit smaller because you're going to leave your dough to proof. So you'd have to portion them smaller so that when it proofs, it would not be too big like I did. So you'd have to leave it somewhere that there's direct sunlight or heat for it to be able to proof properly. And then after proofing, this is how my dough looked like, and then we'll go ahead and fry. So for frying, you can decide to use any oil of your choice. I use sunflower oil. You have to preheat your oil and then you add your dough when the oil is hot. Let it fry gently, but you keep turning it so that it doesn't get burnt. Once your oil is hot, fry them on a medium heat so that it doesn't get burnt, and keep turning them as well. And now our bofrot is ready. Once it's ready, just remove them and put it in a strainer or a tissue paper on a tray to drain the excess oil. And voila, we are done. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and until I come your way next time, I hope you enjoy this recipe. Please share with your friends and family. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below the next recipe you'd want to see on the channel. And if you try this out, don't forget to leave me a comment on how it turned out. I love hearing from you guys, so please leave me a comment.